What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Christmas edition of World's OKS MTV podcast. This is your host, Ryan, today. I'm controlling and emceeing this event, and I say event because I am sitting on a couch in Kyle's basement.
Indeed.
And to the right of me is the Clinton Sylvie.
And I'm on the struggle bus in multiple ways right now.
Kyle is actually not here, but we are in his basement. We are building a wheel. Actually, Clinton is attempting to build a wheel. Kyle is raiding his neighbor's toolbox for a special tool that DT Swiss decides we need to assemble.
DT Swiss works nonsense.
Yeah, to assemble a Squirks spoke nipple. So, anyway.
What's a Squirks anyway?
Yeah, what's a Squirks? I don't know, like a square Torx internal.
It's basically it's the male version of the T25. Is what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
It is kind of dumb. So, but this is interesting. This is an event because we're in person, and this is actually the first time we've ever recorded live and together. Typically, it's like a call-in type situation. So this is fun. We thought this would be cool to maybe we can capture a little candid conversation while we. I'm really just observing. Yeah.
I'm not good at it, everybody. It's shocking, I know. I'm sure that's hard to believe.
I think most of you come to conclude Clinton's good at breaking things, but not building things.
Indeed. So, but this is the one. This is the one that's going to survive Shepherd Mountain. Okay, this is it. And Ryan, I'm not super confident in our audio level with that sitting lap. I think it's muting me down a little bit.
Gotcha.
Maybe we should sit it on the table.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sorry, everyone. I'll try to fix this in post, but if it sounds bad, well, you get what you pay for, as we all know.
And you pay nothing. So
now, Ryan, you are the man that was insistent we do our Christmas pod.
Yes.
So,
well,
I think you need to lead this sucker off.
I got this. Well, we've done this every year for the last, how many years is this? Our third annual Christmas podcast? I think so. And so I just thought it'd be fun. We always like to talk about what do we want to see under the tree, or what kind of gifts are we looking for under the tree? Typically bicycle related.
Mm-hmm.
I know last year we did like hey, pick your 3 on your wish list or your desired items. So I'll go on ahead and kick it off. Actually, this year is a pretty light year bicycle wise. And so I kind of have on the wish list, but I wouldn't say I'm expecting Santa to bring it under the tree, but I'm wanting a new wheel set. I'm wanting something a little lighter than what I'm currently running on my cross-country rig on the Epic Evo. So I'm kind of flirting with maybe an Envy wheel set, maybe a Reserve XC wheel set. Kind of leaning those ways. But really, if any happen to end up under the tree, I don't think I'd be upset about that.
So let's talk about this real quick. What is it you're looking to get out of that new wheel set that you currently are lacking? That's what I'm curious. That's a genuine question.
It's a good question. Weight.
So how heavy is your current stuff?
Just under 2,000 grams.
Okay.
That's a lot on an XC wheel set.
I was gonna say, I feel like my DT whatever I have are not even that heavy.
No, it's a heavy wheel set. We're talking Onyx hubs, heavy duty spokes on Knox Carbon 30s.
Yeah.
So it's just and the reason it's heavy, I built this bike. What was it? A year, almost coming, over a year and a half ago, with the intent. It was my one bike quiver. If I wanted to do some bike park type stuff, nothing like Shepherd, but something on Flow Trail.
Bluff Fuse.
Yeah. I've got an XC bike that I can go on ahead and feel confident that bashing down some trails it has a wheel set that's going to hold up for what I'm going to do with it. I'm not.
Yeah, it's not going to explode.
Yeah. So I built that. But the reality has become now, a year and a half later, that I pretty much ride cross country, sadly. And if I wanted to do that stuff, I probably would just get a very entry level, like a status, what is it, status 160 bike or something,
Yeah.
just an aluminum that by the chance I'm gonna go ride Shepherd or a bike park, I got a bike that'll do that. So
I mean, the biggest obstacle to you doing that, I think, would probably be your family being very concerned about you going anywhere.
yeah, well,
Bike
there's that.
party.
There's that. I don't think there's the fear of bike park. My family's big fear is me racing because I don't have brains once the gate drops. Let's be honest.
That is accurate.
Um,
I don't know why that is,
I don't know either. I don't know.
but I've witnessed it. I've witnessed it. Yeah, you're more of a syndic guy than
I
than
definitely,
I am.
I definitely don't mind sending it. So anyway, that's on the wish list, I would say, but I'm not really anticipating that being something being Santa and treating myself to yet for Christmas. Just kind of researching, deciding what I want, leaning towards the reserve wheel set. So that's on the list. Um, a couple of things for the kiddo. He did his first BMX race about a month ago. 5 years old, and I probably made the big mistake the week before his BMX race. I went out and bought him a BMX race bike, and we're talking a month before Christmas. I probably should have just waited on that.
Yeah, you might have messed that one up,
But I was excited, Clinton. Like he wanted to go race. Finally, we've been going out to the BMX track all year practicing, and he refused to race. And all of a sudden, he wanted to race. Why could he not race on his early rider mountain bike? I don't know, but I was excited to get him a BMX race bike because he wanted to race.
because you're that parent.
I'm that dad.
You are the sports dad.
But I never pushed him to go race. Never once.
That's good.
So I didn't get him. He's got his BMX bike already.
So do you think, are you going to be set on your Epic Evo for 2024?
Yeah, I'm not changing it. I finally got it dialed in, set up really how I like it. I just want to lighten up the wheel set.
Okay, so what do you think, other than the lighter wheel set, this is where I'm only saying things that other people have written about.
I won't be mad at you. I know what you're going to say.
What's going to be the next innovation in a bike that you're like, oh, I've got to have that one now. Now I've got to get the next thing.
I don't know. I really don't know. Kyle's bike intrigues me. His XC bike. I think it's a little more capable. I think his bike is what I had hoped my Epic Evo would have been when I built it.
Yes.
It's a little more stout. It's very close in weight to mine. I believe he's right around 25, and I'm right around 25.
Yeah.
Now I could go lighter on the wheel set, but so could he. But I think his bike is a little more. It's a little more slack. It's a little more stout. If I needed a bike to do that. So, but I don't know. And that's an interesting question because there's nothing I'm really searching for out of an XC bike per se that I think
don't already have.
that I don't already have.
And then my bike, I guess, would be like slightly the next step.
Yeah.
Into trail from that, where I'd be interested to see what mine weighed with either your new wheels or Kyle's wheels and tires.
Yeah.
And see, because it weighs right at 28 with my setup. That might be slightly heavier now because I put some inserts in, but they're really light.
Yeah. Like if a bike came in at a 130 mil bike that was sub 25 but pretty stout, I mean, would that make me want to change? I don't know. And again, that's because 99.9% of what I ride is just XC riding anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm pretty set, between my two bikes. The thing that I was wishing to try and ended up happening was to go from the Fox DHX2 coil and try the new RockShox Super Deluxe with the hydraulic bottom out. Or even, and I'm not going to do this because it'd be expensive, but I was able to basically trade somebody straight up for the RockShox because he just had extra and didn't need it, and had a bike with a Fox flopped. So now I've got it, and I made it half a lap testing it before I busted my wheel. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but to me on that giant rain, that was that would have been my Christmas wish list because as far as drivetrain, suspension, once I get the wheels built today, man, I'm set. Like my grips are even new. Like I don't even need new grips. Like I don't need anything for either bike. I'm good on gear. Helmets are good. Shoes are good. I think 2024 is just going to be the year of truing wheels and riding my bike and not really worrying about too much.
And trying not to break stuff.
Because there's really nothing, I'm not looking for the next thing. Other than I can tell you 2024 will be the year Klint reverts back to tire Klint because.
Oh, I've heard.
Yeah, I'm not satisfied with my tire setup.
We got a full year of pretty much no tire.
Yeah, that's going to end. We're going to get back to our roots in 2024.
Your
my roots, whatever, and obsess over my tires. And I might be, and I can't say who or what, but I might be getting an early set of downhill tires that are brand new, never before seen. I might be getting an early set to test.
Oh.
And I will be putting them through the ultimate test run at one Shepherd Mountain.
Man, World's OK MTB is getting into. I mean, we've gotten big time if we're official test riders, pre-production.
Pre-production test riding.
Wow.
Well, I would say it's more of a media thing. I'm not going to be, by the time I get the tire, I'm pretty sure that's what the tire's going to be. I don't think they're looking for.
Yeah, maybe not pre-production.
I think it's more. Well, yeah, it's technically pre-production, maybe, but it's more just that way. As soon as the embargo is released, I can do a podcast.
Okay, so it won't be pre-embargo.
It'll be pre-embargo. I'll be embargoed when I can talk
about
it.
So are these going to be like sneak out rides? Like you're going to sneak out in the middle of the night, right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Oh, that's pretty tricky. Along that line, I have reached out. I think I mentioned at one point my company I work for, BRP, which is Can-Am, Sea-Doo, all that. We've got a division in Canada of about 40 individuals working on e-bike, and we own Pinion, the gearbox drivetrain.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and so I have reached out and said, if there happens to be an opportunity to test a bike, I could secretly do so and sneak out at night and ride this. So who knows? I don't think that's going to happen. They probably don't like me that much. But
well, and you hit on, I don't think it'll be 2024. But to me, the next thing, and it's already happening in e-bikes with Pinion and their e-shift, it's going to be the gearbox. If they can ever get the efficiency close to a derailleur, I'm all for it. Like, I don't see any reason not to run it.
It's pretty sweet, especially with the belt, there's nothing out back, all that unsprung weight out back. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no derailleurs to smash. Which, again, this is just another example in Missouri of Shepherd Mountain has truly changed things you think about in a bike if you ride down there.
Oh, yeah.
You think about, I don't want to hit my derailleur on a coin slot and destroy it.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that before. It was always a super freak thing for that to happen. But,
hey, Kyle said he was going to go to his neighbor's toolbox for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the thing he was going to do I have solved since he's been gone, and we don't need it. But he thought we did, and look, I did what he thought was impossible, no problem, because I'm just like that.
Maybe we just need to draft a new OKAMTB. Oh, we hear the door come. He's coming.
Oh, good.
We were going to draft in somebody new, but he's coming, so we'll let him in on this. But, hey, one thing I did, actually, I kind of treated myself to a Christmas present recently. I got a new helmet.
Oh, yeah?
I got a Smith forefront.
Is that half shell?
Yeah, but it's like Koi Ride, whatever it's got. Yeah, it's nice, man. But it's got a visor. It's not like a roadie helmet.
Yes, you better always run a visor here.
I always run a visor. Even when I wear Lycra, I still run But I got that. It's a nice helmet. So that was kind of my Christmas tree present. So I mentioned little man got the BMX bike early, but he is getting the valve stem caps that are like the ODI grips. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. Now, there is one thing I have treated myself to about a week ago. This started. And I'll just call it early Christmas. If we're going to make changes for 2024, this is it for me. It's been probably over 2 years since I have been in a gym, in the weight room, and by golly, I've rejoined. I'm getting back in the gym. My wife is super on board. And, buddy, we're going to come into 2024 strong again. Mainly because I keep hurting myself doing stupid things where there's no reason for me to be hurt, like playing basketball. And I have a really bad groin sprain, and I think it's because all my tissues and everything are weak from not lifting any weights at all.
What are you doing about the Little Debbie Christmas trees this time of year, though? How's that working?
You know, I have eaten surprisingly few. Now I've eaten some, but I'm not even going to pretend that the diet's going to start before Christmas because it's near impossible.
No, I wasn't asking you to allude. I was just.
I fell off the wagon incredibly hard.
Oh, Kyle's back here, right?
Hi guys.
Kyle's here. He's not back. He's here.
He's
finally.
here, but he's got to figure out how to lace the next spoke for me, so I can. The thread on the other one that didn't ever work the tree.
Is that working okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Clinton's nailing it while he's potting. So, I was gonna. And I mean, if that Hy-Vee that I sent Clinton a picture, I walked into Hy-Vee in Kansas City last week, and there was literally like a 20-foot long wall and 8-foot high of Little Debbie Christmas trees, and I thought Clinton was gonna just pack up his house at that moment and move his family to Kansas City.
Buddy, we got that in Potosi.
You have that.
Oh man, Washington. What do you think people in Washington County eat?
I mean, I eat Christmas trees. I just thought there was a whole wall of it, and it inspire your relocation.
Yeah. No. We've got it. Don't you worry your little head about me.
Okay. All right.
Clint can get his Christmas tree.
Got his Christmas trees. If anybody wants to send a gift to Clinton, the Christmas trees would be good.
I know we really need to just reach out to Little Debbie for sponsorship.
I think that could be like our. Oh, we're struggling here.
Yeah,
I think that would be a great sponsor.
You
for us.
need to get in here and talk.
I'm telling you guys, this coffee chocolate pretzel thing is the real deal, man.
Those are from Redmond's, the candy factory in Phillipsburg, Missouri.
Did you ever see the movie Mallrats?
Yes.
Remember the chocolate pretzel scene?
Oh, dude,
so
good.
The old stink palm.
Oh yeah.
That scene was hilarious.
So we mentioned that this is like Christmas edition. We talked about what's going under the tree a little bit.
Okay.
Although we really didn't have anything exciting, Clinton. So
I
know you got exciting stuff.
Kyle, you're the one that you need to talk. You know, we gotta try to mass appeal this podcast.
So I've got bike stuff going for the kids. We run through helmets quick. So Cam's had his same mountain bike helmet for 2 years now, and it's just thrashed. It's just beat up. And it's a toddler helmet, like a proper, like a little itty bitty kid toddler helmet. So I got him set up with a new Smith helmet, MIPS helmet.
2 Smiths? I got a Smith.
You did too?
Cam's getting a Smith.
Yeah. I like Smith. Honestly, I would probably say if I didn't ride Fox, the next helmet I would probably move to would be Smith. Like as far as an across the board helmet goes, I Smith stuff is like their traditional mountain bike lids are always so nice. It'll take a lot to pull me off my Speedframe Pro, but yeah, so Cam's getting a new Smith helmet, like mountain bike helmet. And then he's also, because Ryan's been heckling me for the past few years, which I'm going to go get, we're going to look at this helmet, because he thinks this helmet's way too big.
Go get it. I'll put it on.
You get this on your head?
All right. Go ahead and finish talking, and then we're going to,
Anyway, so I have an extra small kid's helmet that runs the same size shell as the large kid's helmet, but it's all the foam and the pad on the inside. Anyway, it looks hilarious. It's wider than my kid's shoulder.
It's the same size as your Fox Moto helmet, dude. Maybe not the interior, but the shell is It's an adult moto helmet size shell.
And that's probably accurate, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the time, that was the smallest helmet. It was the only full face helmet that was available in a 46. That went down to 46, the 46 to 50 size. So anyway, so Cam's been on it forever. Ryan makes fun of me every time he sees my tiny little dude riding around in this monster like Lord Vader helmet. And so I got him, I got him a new 100% helmet, his favorite color orange. So he'll be stoked about that.
I mean, you people have probably seen Kyle post pictures
What do you mean,
of
you
his
people?
kid.
What do you mean, you people?
You people, yeah, sorry, you people. You know, this poor kid. This helmet's bigger than his torso.
It is. It's huge. So he's going to be stoked to get the new one. He's not going to care at all about his new mountain bike helmet, but he's an excitable little kid, so he's going to love it anyways.
He's
and then
gonna love it.
Connor, I actually bought Connor a new BMX bike back in June of this year because he was due. So he's been on a 14-inch fit BMX bike, like a freestyle park bike for a while. And he needs to be on 16. Hopefully the 18 that I got fits him. But so I bought it back in June. But then that new full suspension build that we started doing started to come together, and I wasn't quite planning that build for the year. And then all of a sudden it got to be like, well, his birthday's coming up. I'll just give it to Connor for his birthday, the BMX bike, and then the timing of his mountain bike, his full suspension bike, ended up being that same week. Like as far as when I finally had all the parts together for all the places I had to get them from to build that bike, I was like, I can't give the kid 2 brand new bikes for his birthday. Like that's ridiculous. Like
What? Why not?
that's absolutely ridiculous. So I was like, well, screw it. He'll get his full suspension bike because he knows about that bike, and I'm way too stoked to not give him the full suspension bike. So we gave him that, and I've had this 18-inch fit BMX bike in my basement since June. And so I'm going to get it. I'm not going to build it, though, because every time he's gotten a bike for a gift, it's already assembled when he comes out. And so we're going to keep it in the box, and he'll have no idea what it is until he opens it, which is fun.
And it's time to learn how to build a bike.
Yeah. Well,
I know he helps.
Well, he helped me build the full suspension one. He turned some wrenches there. So I'm excited about that. And so we'll have him set up on a new BMX bike, and then other than that, just normal gifts. He's getting shoes too. He's getting another pair of 510s, which I bought over a year ago. God, I bought those when Momentum was still open.
Dude, you can't get 510s under like a proper like a 1 anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. I tried to get Tucker's in like a 10. He's like a 9, but I was like, I'll get him a set of 10s. Like almost toddler size, right? He's a little.
Yeah.
You can't get any.
They don't make them anymore?
No.
Like the little Buddy Velcro ones?
There's one color, but it's like a purplish color. You wouldn't dig that.
Okay. So these are the ones, actually, they match the pair that I was wearing today. Black with the red 510 logo and a gum sole.
Yeah.
So it's the kids version of the Sleuth, I guess. But so I got those. I've had those for well over a year, but when I ordered them, I had no idea what size he was wearing, and I ordered him 3 sizes too big. So he's had 4 pairs of shoes before then. And then I got heckled by my mother-in-law for my 7-year-old not being able to tie his shoes. I guess I'm responsible for that completely. That he can't
loop, swoop, and pull.
He's never needed to. Every pair of shoes.
Lace a wheel.
He's helped me. He can dip spokes and hand me nipples. So we also got him a pair of tie tennis shoes because even the 510s are still like slip on with Velcro strap, and so we decided that yes, a 7-year-old should probably have to tie his shoes. It sounds weird that my 7-year-old's never had tie shoes, but he's always had like non-tie shoes, except for his soccer cleats. And so that was it. Was that we were at a soccer game, his shoe was untied, and Grandma, my mother-in-law, mentioned his shoe's untied. What's he doing? And I'm like, well, he doesn't know how to tie his shoes. And she glared at me, and I was like, yes, I know, we need to teach him. There hasn't been a reason, so because he only wears those shoes once a week.
But from a parent standpoint, right? Like the slip-ons or the Velcros, like you don't have to mess with anything then.
No,
hey, put your shoes on.
We can get out the door. Right.
Is this a mountain bike podcast still?
We're talking about mountain bike shoes.
Yeah.
If anybody has any size 10 Velcro 510s for a little kid out there that are in decent shape, let me know.
I'm gonna check and see. I thought for sure that.
I mean, it's all good. Nobody's paying for this.
Yeah. So.
We'll just call it.
Yeah. So that's what we got. So we got a couple bike things. Oh, and I did get him a new chesty. So our buddy, our community buddy, Jeremy Runge was our Fox rep for the shop forever, and is the only reason I'm riding Fox here is because of Jeremy. So while Jeremy's moved on, he's not doing Fox anymore. But while he was still at Fox, I went ahead and got an order in with him and grabbed a new kid's chesty, like a Race Frame Pro. Because right now Connor's wearing a toddler size, like full Raptor one. It's like full rib cage, shoulder pads, like the whole deal. And it's just too much. So I've got him a proper, like little tiny moto, like under the jersey style one.
Yeah.
So that way we can go hit Shepherd and Howler and hit all the big bike parks this year.
You gonna ride dirt bikes a little bit this year?
If he ends up with a dirt bike. So that's the thing.
I'm just scared he's gonna be a better rider than you in like 0.2 minutes.
You mean immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he would love it, and I would like to do it too. But I'm out of storage. I'm really out of storage, and I want him pedaling. I don't want him just running to the shed and pulling his dirt bike out and buzzing around in the neighborhood while I'm at work.
Dude, there's ways to fix that.
Yeah, and listen,
a rule.
Right. No,
if there's a rule, there's a spark plug cap.
Okay, yeah, right, yeah, no kidding, just pull the boot.
I can tell you right now, Kelly Sylvie would not have needed a full spark plug. He said, if you ride this while I'm not home, you're getting your butt beat.
Right.
That would have done it for me.
So yeah, I would love to do dirt bike stuff. I don't have a dirt bike for him. He does have a dirt bike that he rides, so we've got the
That's
bike.
like a farm or whatever.
Yeah, it's my folks have a little 5-acre lot up at Mark Twain, but yeah, so he rides that up there. And I guess if I stumbled across the right deal for a 70 or an XR 70 or CRF 70, I guess would be the modern version. I would probably grab it.
Oh.
But at this point too, like we're running shoestring budget for most of this stuff.
I get it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that.
If you find a deal,
because we're gonna be doing a lot of dirt bike riding this year with the boys, and bicycles. But Caleb, the oldest, has fallen in love with dirt bikes. He's not into bicycles. And so
Tuck's got the feet up.
And he's ready now. He's excited about it. He's not nervous. He can touch.
Okay.
He's grown like an inch now. He can touch the ground. He sat on it the other night. He's like, Dad, look, I can touch. And I'm like, you ready to ride? He's like, yeah, let's go. So
my son is convinced he can ride a motorcycle no problem. He probably could, because he can ride a bicycle no problem, but he won't ride down hills anymore. He's depressed. But he's adamant, like he can ride a dirt bike.
Get him a dirt bike. Is there going to be a dirt bike under the tree?
I told him if he starts riding down hills again that we might try that. There's definitely not one under the tree this year.
So, lifelong dream as a human being from like Tuck's age until now, still as a 38-year-old man, my dream is dirt bike under the tree for Christmas.
The one time I got one, it was the best Christmas.
Like in my head, that has been like my entire life, even when I wasn't even riding moto, like still that was it. A dirt bike under the tree on Christmas morning is the pinnacle of Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the ultimate gift.
Yeah.
And I want to do it. I'd want to do it somehow, some way, some year. I don't know how to do it. I keep telling Lauren that I wear size Husky TE 250.
Yeah.
But I doubt that's going to happen this year.
Yeah. All right, enough dirt bike talk. So let's shift gears a little bit to
Clint, how's that wheel coming? First
how's
of
the wheel?
How's
Bro,
that?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, is it working?
Dude, I think he's got it dialed there too. He's got this process. He's almost done with this. We've got one spoke left after that.
I got to really shake around.
Until I tell him his pattern's wrong.
Probably.
We had did you guys already talk about the mishap that I misjudged a 2 cross versus
No,
a
we
3
didn't.
cross?
We didn't really get into that. We were more talking about how you're raiding your neighbor's toolbox.
So my neighbor Rob's a race car guy, and he's got more tools than I do. And I thought that if there was any chance anybody had one, it would be him. But
what kind of race car does Rob drive?
Rob has an 8 Mustang.
Okay, he's cool.
Yeah, so Rob's had convertible Mustangs, a convertible Mustang like 90s generation, and he just traded that out for a stripped out roll cage box body chassis. And he's got a 600 horsepower, 351 block carbureted motor that it'll pull the wheels on this Fox body. It was close to pulling the wheels on the street in the old car, but the new chassis is gonna end up being like 1,000 pounds lighter, so it'll be a wheelie car.
That's a cool car.
Yeah. What I can't tell is the sound I'm hearing just the washers that are in here or is there still one?
There's definitely probably still one in there.
I dropped 2 out of the whole.
How many extras? They don't give you the right amount in the pack?
They give you extras.
Oh,
Thank goodness they give you extras.
Goodness.
Oh, wait.
Yep, yeah, I think.
Oh, there's another.
Yep, see, there we go.
How many more are there? I better go back around and look to make sure there's one on every stove.
So, Kyle, one thing that when you were gone that Clinton brought up, I was talking, I'm pretty satisfied with my Epic Evo where I'm at, but I was saying I'm going to buy a lighter wheel set because my intent originally building that bike was like a one bike quiver, but it's not really evolved into that. Plus, I don't really ride anything but cross country. But Clinton asked me a really cool question. Was how'd you phrase that, Clinton? Something about what are you looking for in a new bike, or what
are your new parts? What is it you're lacking that you're trying to?
What are you trying to accomplish? Or no, you didn't say it that way. You said, what something about evolution of bikes.
Oh, well, I think the next thing is going to be where you're like, I gotta have that.
Yeah.
Right now, there are no new bikes on the market where I'm like, I gotta have that thing. Because the thing I wanted was the coil shop with the hydraulic bottom out. Got it. And transmission, got it. So now I'm like, okay.
So what do you, Kyle, think? What's out there that you're like interested in, or what's something that maybe you're really tied in, so maybe something's coming that's cool that you can talk about, or just what would go, oh, I gotta sell what I have and I gotta have that, whether it's a bike or a part or anything like that.
So for me right now, I have the ultimate combo in that I have a 24.5 pound cross country race bike that has a 65.5 degree head to angle. It's a 120 bike, and that is an incredible trail bike and great race bike for me. So I've got that, and I've got the Stump Jumper Evo that's set up the best you can, and that's the best. That's probably the most fun bike I've ever had. So I have it. What's going to change for me is brand alignment with the brands that we sell at the shop. So my current cross-country race bike is a brand that we don't have at the shop, and despite me loving it and being an incredible bike, I do want to get on a bike that is a brand that I sell at the shop that I can ride, I can race, and represent for the shop, and talk to customers about. So for me, it's going to be the new generation of the Epic Evo. There are things that I know that I can't talk about because kind of inside, kind of internet rumor stuff. But if you're reading the internet, the new Epic Evo should fall in line with what I'm wanting out of a bike, which is that the head tube angle and the weight match. And really, there's other bikes out there that are very close to what I want. Actually, Klint's Trance would be a darn near perfect bike for me.
A little lighter.
If it's just lighter. And that's the thing, is that like no matter how you build that bike, if you build it like the best you could, you're still on a 27-pound bike. Because what's yours end up weighing? 28 and a half?
28, even until I put a few inserts in.
Yeah,
you could build it at 27 pounds for sure with lighter wheels and tires.
Right, but even at 27 pounds, that's still 3 pounds up from what I'm at now after pedals. You know what I mean?
And that's a lot.
That's a lot when you're talking about cross country racing. And so, then what's attractive to me is, I guess this isn't rumored or been talked about, and I have actually no insight about this at all, so I can be hopeful. But I believe and I'm hoping that the newest generation of RockShox SID fork is available in a 130 layout, because that's kind of almost the limiting factor on building a downcountry bike with a 130 fork, is that a Pike or a 34 weigh a full pound more than a SID World. Even the Matic Pro is 3/4 of a pound heavier than a SID. And so the availability of running a SID is where you really cut a lot of weight out of a bike for a cross country bike.
I did not know a SID was that light.
They are. So like the Pike, a Pike Ultimate is a full pound heavier. It's like 400. It's like 400 grams heavier. The SID is like a 1,300 gram fork. But anyway, so that's my hope, is that the new generation of the Epic Evo, whatever it is and whatever it's called, it fits what I need, and that it's a 66 degree head to angle, 24 pound race bike that's efficient, fast, fun, and stable.
You have an old spoke laying around somewhere?
Yeah, I do. I've got a bunch of them. And then other than that, I'm gonna end up selling my Stumpy Evo just because I need to keep the bike shop employee dream alive. And I'm kind of excited. We'll see if I'm able to pull it off, but I'm really wanting to get into a Santa Cruz this year. I've looked at Santa Cruz as being the ultimate mountain bike brand. Like, Santa Cruz is the mountain bike brand.
They're cool.
They're cool. The brand is cool.
Yeah.
And like, they built their brand on gnarly mountain biking. Like, that's the brand. And
not as cool as Giant.
I love Giant. I love our Giant rep. I absolutely do. Giant doesn't have a bike that quite grabs my attention. and it doesn't say Santa Cruz on the side. So I'm hoping next year I can get into a Santa Cruz. It'll be a Bronson if I can make it happen. But yeah, so I'll be hopefully Bronson in the spring, and then a cross country race bike in the summer. That's what I'm looking at. But same spec as what I got now. It'll be transmission and nice stuff.
Man, now you got me. Like on my segment when you were gone, I was like, no, I'm fine with my Epic Evo. Now you got me like, what's coming, dude? Like, anybody want to buy an Epic Evo?
So the thing is, I think your Epic Evo, though, for what you do with it and what you want to do with it, I think it's still the right bike, because your Epic Evo is very, very close to what I would enjoy riding. And I think if you keep yours and rebuild it a little bit and hyper focus it on cross country racing versus being an all rounder, I think your money. And then I think the bike you add to your stable is a Santa Cruz 5010.
Yeah, I'd love a 5010.
A 5010 with a 150 fork.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
A 130, 150 mullet party bike.
Yeah, that would be.
It'd be like 27, 28 pounds.
Yeah, that'd be a good bike for me.
It'd be an expensive bike for one you're not going to ride a whole lot. Well, I guess though you'd probably ride it more if it was that nice.
I would.
Because you would ride that at Matson.
Or I'd go out to Matson.
Or if you cross the river, almost anything on the other side of the river, you'd end up riding.
I'd do more party riding for sure on that. For sure. Than just grinding miles. It'd be fun.
Or now the other flip side of that too is that like easy bang for buck, man. That status, status 140, status 150.
You could probably get one of those so cheap now, or even like a slightly used one that somebody was like,
probably.
Too much bike for me. Probably get one for $1,500.
I gotta say this.
They're all still expensive used. But go ahead.
This white stumpy Evo right behind me that Kyle's probably getting ready to put on the market. You people should probably keep your eyes out for it.
It's going to be expensive. It's an expensive used bike, but it is.
If it was my size, I'd be buying it.
I wish it was
beautiful.
your size.
Yeah, well,
It's beautiful. Dude, I've tried growing for 40 years. It's been a problem.
It's on you.
It's been a problem, bud. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I do like my Epic Evo for sure. So, yeah, I'm going to lighten it up. But honestly, I'm going to probably pull 2 pounds out of that bike.
I think that bike 2 pounds lighter, that'll put you right at 22?
Right at 22.
Okay, so yeah, that bike at 22 pounds with the Geo that it has, I think you're spot on. I think that is the bike for cross country racing. Look at this.
I think we hit it. I think this wheel is laced. Now we just gotta go to the true.
All right, so here's how we do this, Clint. So now that so here's what I want you to do now. So now that you have all this lace, all we're gonna do is add a little bit of pretension, and so I want you to make the threads match on every single spoke nipple. So use the spoke or the spoke tool, and then run them down, and so call it 2 threads, and you should be able to feel it with your fingernail 1, 2. Make 2 threads on every single one all the way around.
Sir, yes, sir.
Take them all halfway there, and then get them down to 2 threads, and so get them even. And then if we chose our spoke lengths right, it should dish out almost perfect, which is it's sitting currently with no tension on the dish.
Well, that's a big if, but we'll give it a shot.
Hi, honey. Say hi to the podcast people.
Oh, hi.
Miss Kringle in the house. Hey, Miss Kringle, you're going to be part of the podcast.
Perfect.
And if my boss asks, I've definitely been working and emailing all day too.
This was recorded in the evening, so.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock right now.
What's this is bike related, but it doesn't have to be bike related. But what's Santa putting under the tree?
Hey, there's that last washer.
For her?
Yeah. What's Miss Kringle want under the tree? It doesn't have to be bike related.
Lauren gets unrequested bike gifts every year.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren, guess what? Here's a whole new kit for you. Thanks.
So when he says there might be one present you're not really excited about, it's usually bike related.
She always loves it. She loves it.
I love it. Totally.
But
She's like the epic bike mom, so
Try to be.
chasing the little ones around when Kyle's not.
so I'll be honest. So my wife Lauren is one of the reasons I'm exploring as Santa Cruz this year. Very specifically, is that her Juliana that she's on is so cool.
It's the boss.
It's
It is pretty.
such a cool bike, and I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I need something that cool.
You guys always are like, when's your wife gonna come ride with Lauren? And I'm like, well, then I'd have to buy her a really nice bike. So.
You would be
Do
so excited if she greenlighted you for a full suspension bike. You would be so excited to be able to spend that money and go shopping for a full suspension bike.
I would, but she wouldn't. So, oh well.
I love it, Lauren. Like when So I surprised her with the Juliana. She didn't know that I was getting it for it. We got it in at the shop, and Chris said, "Hey man, I had to take this. What are the chances you want it?" And it happened to be the right color, the right frame size, the right build spec. It was the stars aligned. And so I brought Lauren up to the shop just like to go, hey, we need to go up to the shop real quick. Do you want to go to get out of the house? And so I go up there, and I had the Juliana that I built the night before just sitting at the front of like the counter. And I walk in and I was like, hey, what do you think of that one? And she's like, oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah. And she like walked around it and poked it for a little bit. And she was like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. I love it. And I was like, it's yours. And she flipped out. It was so cool to see like she was actually genuinely excited about getting a new bike.
Well, I think it would have been 6 or 7 years ago. My wife she'd never really into bikes, but then we met, and she knew how much I loved it, and she wanted a nice bike, and so I got her a bike for Christmas and put it under the tree. And she was genuinely excited. She loves her bike.
She got the bike under the tree thing though?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, she loved it. She talks about it still. And shame on me, I don't take her riding enough. I need to do that. I'm going to make that a point this year for sure.
She did the family rides twice this year?
Yep. Okay. Yep. So we did that twice. That was good. And just she's gotten out and ridden with me maybe 2 other times, like on actual mountain bike trails. But we do the Katy Trail, go to Good News Brewery, and
that's a great ride.
Have pizza and
I want to do more of that this next year, by the way, because like I'll have the Mac ride for Cam, but I think he'll be able to pedal to Good News if we just start at like Research Park and just go Research Park down to Good News. It's like right at 2 miles.
Yeah,
and it's a great like little family adventure ride.
Yeah, that one's not bad. So anyway, that was cool. So I do have a rant. And I've held this rant for a couple weeks. Uh-oh. Anyway, so I've held this rant for a couple weeks, and it revolved around a little social media bit I had, I guess, right, Clinton?
It's the best part of the show. Rants.
Yeah. And I'm not usually the ranter, I don't think. It's usually Clinton, but it really revolves around training wheels. And I guess I want to say I'm not like hands down adamant that training wheels are the devil, but I'm probably really, really close to that. But the argument stemmed from the fact that my kid is 5, has never even really seen training wheels in his life. He's been pedaling a bicycle without training wheels since 2.5. He was on a Strider at 9 months, scooting along, gliding without any kind of support. And he's got a new 50cc dirt bike. We got him a couple months ago. And he did ride it the day we got it. He rode it, but he can't really touch the ground. So he's scared to ride it because when he comes to a stop, he falls over. So I was in a forum about little kids riding dirt bikes, and somebody said, put training wheels on it. And I lost it.
You did. You did kind of lose it.
I lost it. And to the point of like, for one, like to me, I can just like put the thing in the garage, and when he's ready, he can come to me and say, hey, Dad, let me try sitting on that. I'm ready to ride it. And if he doesn't, and it sits for 6 months, I don't care. But the fact that somebody would go, your kid's been riding a bicycle for 4 years and rides really, really well for a 5-year-old. And because he doesn't ride a dirt bike yet, put training wheels on it just blows my mind. And so I guess, I don't know. You guys jump in because I'm
we talking training wheels?
Yeah, and so
the balance bike should have changed the world, and it didn't. That's what caught Ryan really bad.
No. The balance bike did for cyclist families.
It just
correct.
Didn't for anybody else.
That's it though. Is that like it's still just like full suspension bikes and real bikes with real parts and nice things. That is where the balance bike lives and thrives. It is for bike people that want their little kids biking earlier. And what it isn't is that it's not something that you pick up at Walmart and get your kid because he should have a bike. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's the difference. Is that like the families that are still doing training wheels, I would venture to say, for the most part, aren't very heavy cycling families. They're
No, they're not,
families
but-
that they think their kid needs to have a bike because they're a kid and you should have a bike.
What
And
we're
so
saying though is it should be the new standard just for anybody.
It really
No matter
should.
how casual.
It really should, in my opinion. And the fact that you would say, oh, you should just revert back to training wheels. Like, well, you've never done training wheels. My kid can ride. He's probably got better balance than most adults. But to say, oh, he's 5 now, and if you want him to ride a dirt bike, put training wheels on it. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
oh, is that what started this dirt bike training wheels?
Yeah. So
P-Dub.
So it was a P-Dub forum about parents and P-Dubs, and I was like, yeah, my kid's got one, but he rode it the day we got it, and he's been kind of scared since because he can't touch the ground and he
Did he
tips
dump it?
over. He
Okay.
tipped over. He wasn't even moving forward. He just tipped over because he couldn't touch the ground. And they're like,
I know
put
that-
training wheels on it.
I know them feels.
Yeah. You do it every time we ride.
Every time we
You
ride.
can't touch the ground. But like the immediate response by so many people, Clinton saw it. I tagged Clinton in it. Was just put training wheels on it, and I'm like,
So
what?
So I understand that. I understand why people would say that, and I do. And it's because if you want your kid to do it now, if you put training wheels on it, he'll go do it now and he won't be afraid.
I get it. Yeah.
Like that's the attraction. Whereas really, Tuck just need a little bit more time, and you just need to just stretch him out a little bit.
Yeah,
The
and
problem is it's an entirely different machine with training wheels.
Yeah. No,
Completely different
it's
machine.
completely dangerous. Like way more
Oh, yeah.
dangerous than a bicycle.
100%. I
Like-
see that.
You put a training wheels on a bicycle, like I don't think that's the way to do it. But if you do it shortly for a short term, okay. But to throw training wheels on a dirt bike is stupid in the sense anyway. Like they should be outlawed. They outlawed 3-wheelers in the 80s because it's stupid. It's dangerous. So I'm getting fired up.
You're right.
You
That's
said
a
it.
good point. I think training wheels on a bicycle is basically the same thing as a 3-wheeler, just without a motor.
Yeah.
Because when you see
Training
people
wheels.
turn those,
Oh,
they
man.
get spit off the high side.
Why? Because
All
the support's in the back, but the momentum moves forward. You turn the wheel and they go
And
straight.
you can't lean into
Yeah.
the turn.
It's terrible. It doesn't teach balance or skills or anything like that. It's terrible.
And
So-
now we have a solution.
So I did training wheels.
Yeah, and so did
here-
I.
But no, not me, my kid. I had Connor do training wheels.
Okay.
And here's why.
All right.
Is that my kid's balance was way better than his mechanical skills as far as understanding how machines are powered.
How to make it go.
He
Yeah.
couldn't make it go.
Yeah, I did
So
training wheels for like 2 days just so I could learn to pedal.
that's it. And
Took
so
it right back off.
yep, so Connor could balance and stand up on his strider and cruise around the neighborhood at like two on the nose. And so for 2, he got a BMX bike. And he could do that. If you sent him down the driveway, he would coast until he goes
Yeah, I
around.
remember.
But he didn't have any idea. It took a month before I to teach him making the legs move and do all that.
Did you guys have a tricycle? See, Tuck had a tricycle and he knew that's what made it go. So when he went on a bicycle, it was fine.
Grandma had a big wheel at her house, and so the big wheel kind of helped. But he was, we're trying to explain
Right.
things to a 2-year-old.
Right.
Like it's a 25-pound human, and so it's things get lost in translation. And so we did 1 month. We did 1 month of training wheels, and not even a month, maybe it was a couple weeks, but it was something where he could just sit on the bike and then understand that if I push my feet, it'll go. So Cam, we never did training wheels. I put his tiny little BMX bike in my trainer. And so there was no tension on it because
Yeah.
nothing was touching, but he would sit on it and he could spin his
He
cranks,
knew.
and he understood how to make that wheel move. And so he picked it up way faster.
And that is true. I will admit, like most kids learn to balance long before they learn the mechanics of making the
Problem
bike
is
go.
the shorts are way tighter. I can't get
So,
at this point.
I get that. I get that.
I've got
point
2
of
more
it.
to go or whatever.
The other thing I will throw out to parents, because probably a lot of kids are getting a bike under the tree, is go on Amazon and get what's called a balance buddy. It's a little bar that you mount on the back of the bike, and so this will help you skip the training wheels, and you'll run behind the kid while they figure out how to make it go. And they got the balance. Hopefully they've done a strider. So anyway, I'm gonna end that rant where we're at. That's all I got.
Have them all be
I gotta say we're coming along on this
like
wheel
that.
pretty good.
3, 4, whatever that is, exactly that. So it depends. So where we're at now is we're kind of pre-tensioning the wheel. But the reason why it's a challenge is I didn't pick the spoke lengths, and so when I calculate spoke length, I kind of account for different things. But this is a factory built wheel that got unbuilt and then rebuilding it with a new rim.
Not
Using-
factory built, it was custom built.
Oh, it was okay. So the spokes are just a hair shorter than I normally pick, which isn't bad. It'll save a little bit of rotational weight. But the
If you think I am worried about a undetectable to the human eye length of spoke to save weight,
well,
That's
it's
the way
not.
to save weight,
No,
buddy.
but there's like you
no,
really
this is all time.
but you really only have a 4 mil, not even 4, probably 3 mil window of long or short. And
Yeah,
so if
that's
you can have a spoke be too long or too short on either side,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's only about a 3 mil window. So normally what I can do on the wheels when I pick the spoke length is I can bury the threads in the nipple and I have them all be perfectly even all the way around where there's no exposed thread. And then you start dishing and
Save
truing from there.
half a gram.
No,
on the
no,
wheel.
I'm long. I run long.
Oh, okay.
Just for ease of build.
Well, that's why that we could take 20 minutes off your DT time. We got those spokes in the
All right, speaking of BT, what's the time going to be next year, Kyle?
I should have a 6-pack down by the time you guys get finished, I think.
Hey, you're thinking I'm going to go pretty quick. I mean, you drink them peach beers pretty quick.
No, yeah, at this point of my life and my cycling career, I can't dedicate enough time it takes to be XC fit, and that 8.5 hours wasn't fun enough to do again. I'll be honest, if I thought I could do it in 6, I'd probably do it because 6 is fun. But man, them last 2 hours weren't enjoyable at all. And my goal going into the BT was 1,500 miles, which isn't many at all. You know what I mean? Like, I can talk about training and fitness, but I'd only ever been riding 400 miles a year up until that point. So I thought if I could triple my mileage, I'd be there. And I wanted 1,000 miles of single track and 1,500 total miles by October 14th. And I ended up at 760 miles total.
Hey, I think that's pretty good for you.
It is. That was good. So I rode double this year. So I rode twice as many miles this year as I did any year prior that I'm aware of. And so I was happy with that. But you cannot get BT Epic fit riding 600 miles before the Epic in 12-month window. So I'm probably not doing the BT again this year.
Much respect. I can respect that.
That's why I had to finish it last year, despite begging and praying for a mechanical. Because if I didn't finish it, I know I'd have to finish it this year, and I didn't want to do that again.
Clinton,
Yeah.
you're doing it, right?
I'm doing it.
You'll always do it. I know you weren't happy this year
I
with
wasn't.
regressing, and I was
very
surprised you
disappointed.
regressed.
I was surprised too. I didn't feel like I was going any slower.
So,
and I rode way more. So
Clinton's going to go faster this year. He's in the gym, folks. You heard him say that. So,
Bryce beat me.
the rookie.
Now, fortunately,
which I did not do my
he
rookie
beat
year.
me off the mechanical, which makes me not. This is why I'm still alive, or it's why I'm still riding. Because if he beat me straight up with no mechanical issue, I'd probably just quit it.
And that's frustrating.
Yeah.
So now Bryce is such a good friend. He might have been laying up because he probably knew if he beat me, we would never ride together again. But
We wouldn't be getting the
look,
invites.
I've got to. I've done it in 6. If I don't get 5:45, I will be disappointed. And I'm pretty angry. And I think I know what changes I'm going to make to my training and strategy. And of course, I've got to lose weight because that's a huge issue. Packing that much weight up the hill, I don't care how strong you are. So,
Hey, what are you guys going to do this year on enduros? Like, you guys got any ones in particular you want to race or anything like that? Or
So actually,
for sure the Missouri Enduro race at Shepherd.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I usually can't make all of the St. Louis ones. So
when is that one at Shepherd? Have they given the
in
date?
April.
Ooh.
Yeah, April
If I
21st.
have to pick, I will probably do the Matson one over the Chubb.
So on my calendar, I just built my calendar out this past week actually. So I'm looking at Chubb Enduro in March, Shepherd Enduro in April. I'll have to see how I'm looking for that.
I have to come out and watch that.
And then the St. Charles race, which is that June? Yeah. So St. Charles Enduro is first weekend in June.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got that, and I think I've got 4 hare scrambles on the
Yeah.
calendar too.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I'll probably do the same races. I'll do the same like fun local cross country races and stuff. I probably won't do marathon, but I'll probably sandbag and just do Cat 3.
Yeah.
Which like I'll be
Fun.
like no, if my fitness level, nobody should argue me being in Cat 3.
No, I think you're a good Cat 3 guy.
All right, Kyle, we're somewhere. And then it looks like a wheel now.
So I did want to
The spokes
mention
are straight.
we talked about this and we haven't made any effort to make sure this happens, but I kind of don't think it would be a problem. And obviously, we got to reach out to the promoter. But doing a live podcast from BT Epic on Friday night before on the stage, we've talked about doing that. We think it'd be fun. You guys are awesome listeners. We've gotten more listeners. They always talk about they love listening to the BT Epic pre-pod. So we're gonna try and do that. Hopefully we can make that happen. We'll reach out to Scott, the promoter, and see if he's okay with allowing us to do that the night before and just kind of pump that up. But it is a fun time.
I'm gonna come out either guys. I'll be out there Friday. I'll probably camp Friday. I'll be there for the race. Like I love the event. The weekend's great.
We just
Yeah,
gotta
it's a
know if
fun
we're
time.
gonna get participation on the stage when we invite people up. Maybe people who podiumed last year.
Yeah, we're gonna throw out maybe reach out to some people who podiumed or just talk to people about is it your first time or was last year your first time and how it went. So anyway,
Are there secret lines this year? Yes or no? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
They were totally unnecessary last year for me.
yeah. So what else, guys?
At this point, I don't really know, man.
Clint's watching this magician happen.
Kyle's.
Oh, your end cap's not on.
We've got the dishing tool.
So it's hard to tell. So your end cap's not on, so it's hard to tell.
So I need to put the cassette on.
Yeah, you probably would be hard to tell.
All right.
Let's
Be
get
right
that
back.
cassette on. So
But it wasn't going clicky clicky.
It'll go clicky clicky the tighter the rim gets.
we all good?
Yeah, we did it. We got an hour. We got an hour recorded. What do you think? Is there anything else we got to talk about?
Oh, I think
why it's not going clicky clicky is there's too much grease.
Clinton's worried about his wheel. So
He should be.
well, hey everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, all that stuff. Hope you guys are all doing well. Looking forward to getting through the winter, riding some trails, and hearing about the new bikes and all that. If there's anything you want to hear us talk about, send us something. What is it? OKMTB.
OKMTV@gmail.
OKMTB@gmail.com. Send us an email. Also, send us a message on our Facebook page, OKSMTB. And let us know something you want us to talk about. We'll try and get together in another month and do another one of these. So hope everybody's good. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in 2024.
One more thing.
One more.
Self-promotion, kind of self-promotion. I started, so this year we did the kids ride through Granada, and we did the family night kids ride. It was awesome. We got a lot of really good feedback on it. It was challenging to communicate that and talk about that ride exclusively through the channel of Granada's Facebook page. So I started a group on Facebook. So if you're in Missouri, the Midwest, Illinois, whatever, if you're interested in family rides, kids rides, and kids riding in Missouri, there's a Facebook group now called Mo Kids on Bikes, MO apostrophe Kids on Bikes.
It's super cool.
And so all it is just bike parents talking about bike kids and bike stuff. And so find the group, join up, watch it. My intention is to use that as like a center point to talk about the group rides that we're going to be doing, talk about some other things that may be in the works, and then also talk about just, hey, kids got a new Christmas present, we're going to the pump track. Do any other parents want to bring their kids up? Like just that kind of stuff. I want to build up the community. I want to get more kids riding bikes, progressing together, riding together. I got to watch. It was pretty cool. Me and Brian Barton had our kids out at the pump track, and both boys did a drop that they've both been scared to do for the entire season. So they both did it for the first time, kind of feeding off each other. So join the group, post up if you're going to go take your kids riding, and then bring them out, and we'll all have a good time.
And good chance Connor drops the hammer before you do again.
Shush. Lauren might drop the hammer actually before I do it again.
Oh, that sounds. We should talk about that on the pod. All right, all. We'll catch you guys later. Merry Christmas.
Kyle, come look at this.
I don't think you're entirely
What's wrong? I have no idea how this happened or why. You see this?